Hey guys, today we are talking about inscribed angles. And we've kind of already talked about inscribed angles a little bit before on the first day when we started talking about central angles. We did a circle activity where you had to cut out the circle, and we kind of talked about what happened when you did all those folds. And the inscribed angle is the second one that we did. So hopefully you kind of remember a little bit about inscribed angles and its properties, but if not, let's go over it right now. An inscribed angle is an angle with its vertex actually on the circle with its two sides that are chords. So here's my vertex B, it's on the circle and its two sides are chords not going through the center of the circle. An intersected arc is the arc that lies between the endpoints . An intersected arc is the arc that lies between the endpoints of an inscribed angle. So my intersected arc in this case would be AC. It lies between the endpoints of my angle ABC. The last one here, it says the degree of the inscribed angle is equal to half the measure of its intersected arc. So my intersected arc again is AC because it's connecting the two endpoints of measure or of angle ABC. Okay. So we know that my inscribed angle here, angle ABC, is going to be equal to half the measure of its intersected arc, which is AC. All right. So we could also say it the other way around. Sometimes that's also helpful. We could say that twice the measure of angle ABC should be equal to just the measure of arc AC. So let's keep scrolling down and talking. Intercepting a diameter. If an inscribed angle intercepts a diameter, then it is a right angle, and that is always true. And just if you think about it, if you are looking at your intercepted arc here, so here we go. Angle CAB. Its intercepted arc is CB. Well, its intercepted arc is, the measure here is 180 degrees. And if we use this property from above, half of the angle, or excuse me, half of the arc is the angle. So if we know that the arc is 180, we take half of that, that's 90. So there we go. The measure of BAC is 90 degrees. And that's always going to be true if you are intercepting a diameter. So let's scroll on down to the next part, which is overlapping arcs. If two inscribed angles intersect the same arc, then the angles are congruent. So if two inscribed angles intercept the same arc, the angles are congruent. So let's take a look here. Measure of ABD. A to B to D. Well, that's this angle right there. Now let's look at the intersected arc. It would be AD. Now there's another angle on here that has the same intersected arc, and that is angle ACD. So the measure of angle ABD is going to be equal to that of the measure of ACD because they are intersecting the same arc. So let's take a look at some of these example problems. All right. So number one, measure of angle WXY. WXY. Okay, well that's it, that angle right there. I know that that angle has to be half of the intercepted arc, so I'm going to write measure of angle WXY is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc WY. Well, we know the measure of arc WY is 62, so we take half of that, and we get 31 degrees. And remember, in this unit, we are doing a lot of labeling, so make sure you have that degree sign there. Okay. Number two, excuse me, the measure of angle JKL, that's that one right there. So I know I have to be looking at this arc over here. Well, I'm not given it, but we know that all of the arcs should add up to be 360 in a circle. So we already have 65 and 53. So we'll just do some simple math here, minus 65, minus 53. I know that that is 121. 121 degrees. Okay, so I know that this is 121 degrees because if I do my subtraction, I have 360 minus 65 minus 53, which is 242. And remember the inside angle here, JKL, it has to be equal to half of its intercepted arc. So the measure of angle JKL is equal to 1/2 of the measure of the intercepted arc, which would be 1/2 of 242, and that gets us back down to 121 degrees. Okay? The last one that I'm going to do is number 3. So let's see here. I'm trying to find angle RST, this guy, and angle RUT. All right. Well, they're intersecting the same arc here, which is RT. So I know that they have to be equal, so that's good to know. The last thing that I kind of need to do is I need to figure out how much this intercepted arc is. Well, I know that this first chunk is 64, 139, and then 75, so I just use 360 minus 64 minus 139 minus 75, and I get 82. So I know that RT has to be 82 degrees, and its intercepted arc is going to be the angle is going to be half of that intercepted arc, which would be 41 degrees. And I know that they are both the same because they're both intercepting that same arc. So there we go. That's pretty much what we're doing with inscribed angles and overlapping arcs. So go ahead and do 4, 5, 6 on the front and complete 7 through 9 on the back. And pause the video, finish those up, and when you unpause the video, I will have some answers put up so you can check over your work. Alright, so I'll give you a second to check over 4, 5, and 6. Make sure you have your work shown or else you will not get credit for this assignment. So there we go, there are the answers. The front and on the back, same thing. Make sure you are showing your work or else no credit is going to be given. So let's scroll back to these, this part, inscribed quadrilaterals. If a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle, inscribed means that a quadrilateral is on the inside of the circle, then the opposite angles are supplementary. So in this case, we know that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C, its opposite, is equal to 180 degrees because they are supplementary. And we also know the measure of angle D plus the measure of angle B is going to be equal to 180 degrees as well. So I will do one example with you, which is number 1. So if we know that opposite angles need to be supplementary, I know that angle J plus angle L should equal 180. And I also know that angle, M plus angle K should also equal 180. So if I use the substitution property, I can plug in for angle M and for angle L. So I know angle J plus 92 equals 180. And I also know 45 plus angle K equals 180. So I should know that angle J is 88 degrees and angle K is 135 degrees. So go ahead, stop the video, complete the rest of the problems, and then unpause it for the answers, and you must have work shown in order to get credit. Alright, so those are your answers. Once again, you need to have all of your work shown in order to get credit for this assignment. So make sure you are showing your work, and that's it. Bye-bye.